Well, the hummingbirds have disappeared, so we'll be taking these down and cleaning them up, set them away for the winter. What's the old man up to today? Well, come with me as we walk around the back of the house. I'm pulling my hoses in for my sprinkler system. Don't need that anymore. But I am working back here. I have another project I've started. Oh, how you doing there, Mr. Skink? Is it a blue-tailed skink? Yes, it is. Look at that. They're cool. So what I am doing is I'm cutting out a section of block here, and I'm going to frame it in and put a door. Because the water from my well, my original well head is here, but the water now comes in here, the pressure switch is in here still, and the tank is in here, so they use that for my well, which is down below, and it comes across and goes into the house over here, or actually right about behind where the sink is now. But to get access in there and to work on plumbing or electrical underneath the house, I have to come all the way down to the other end of the house to this access door here. When I moved in, it was just a big open hole, and I framed it up and made this door for it, and the door has rigid insulation on the inside. But I have to crawl on my belly most of the way, and I have to go towards the front of the house because the ductwork for my AC unit goes 3/4 of the way towards the front before it branches off. So I have to crawl out around it, and the further forward you get, the lower it is, and I have to crawl all around the house. And there is a jog in the foundation, somewhere back in here, and I have to come back this way and then come over towards here. So the last bit of work I did underneath, I actually cut a hole in the wall from my water room. This enclosed area off the back end of the porch was added on at a later date sometime, and you can see it's separated a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be going any further, which I'm grateful for. So I'm putting this access hole in here so I can have direct access without crawling all around the house. Now let me put you in here and see what we can see. I don't know if you can see anything. Probably not. I'll get a light, and once we get it opened up, I'll show you what we're going to do. I'm going to put a light up in here for one thing. It's dark, and I want to hook up a water line from my processed water to my refrigerator so that I can hook up the ice maker and the water system on my refrigerator, which has been there for 4 or 5 years since we moved in after I bought the new refrigerator, but I have never hooked it up because we kept running out of water, so it didn't make sense to have that hooked up. And then until we got the water purification system put in, I didn't want gas going into the refrigerator, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing, and I'll show you a little bit of how this process works. You can see that I have cut down here, and what I'm using is this newfangled blade. I think I got it on Temu. It's made for cutting cement, and it works pretty well. It's not like cutting butter, but it's better than what it might be. This is what it is. For bricks and concrete, and it has carbide teeth on it. See that? And it does a pretty nice job. I bought 4 of them because I wasn't sure how long they would last. And I have 2 Sawzalls set up, one battery powered one and one electric one. I'm doing most of it with the electric. So I'll set you up on the tripod and you can see how it works. I'd recommend them. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom here, which would make it easier for me crawling in. But we'll see. I'm going to cut this next row down and try to cut this out over to here, because the next row would be easy to do, just the 2 seams, and then knock those blocks out. So I have half a block out. The first section had the foundation vent like that, which we have periodically around the house, as you can see. So I popped that out, and that gave me access for my Sawzall blade to go in and get this first half a block. And it's easier cutting through the cement than it is through the cement block itself, but it does the job. Hold on to your hats. Now the question is, can I get that block to slide out of there, because the siding actually comes down over the blocks about 1 inch. Maybe I can slide it inside. Come out too. So I'll work at that and I'll bring you back. Okay, I have one more layer to go, and that means more of the real hard cutting, because we're cutting the block in half, which is solid cement block there and not just masonry cement. Let me take you over closer and you can see what we've got for access in there now. If I can get my light to turn on, I'll let you down. So I used to have to crawl all the way around the back in there. My house is probably 40 feet deep. Is that right? I don't know. Have to measure it, I guess. The end of the house is right over here. And you can just see up in there, and I'll show you again later on when I get inside. That's where I was crawling in to do the hookup for my water purification system. But you can see I got wires hanging all over the place, and some piping is okay and some is not okay. I've replumbed a bunch of stuff under here. This is a drain line here, so that has to stay where it is. But this wire here needs to be tied back up and hooked up onto the floor joist. And so yeah, so I'm gonna finish this section up today, and I will have used up my major part of my energy for this day. So the idea is we'll get that last little bit, essentially 2 blocks, but two halves and a one piece in the middle. Get those pulled out of there, and then I'll start taking measurements to frame out for my doorway. And I have pressure treated lumber here that I'm going to use for the frame and also for making the door, which will match the door on the other end. And yeah, a lot of work, but it's working well, and I'm very pleased with those saw blades. Well worth the investment, and a lot cheaper than renting a concrete saw, which would not have cut all the way through anyway. Hold on to your hats, and I'll give you one last clip of this when I start cleaning up. Well, that's essentially it. I'm done for today. I'll have to finish attaching these. Originally I was thinking about putting cement down in those bottom blocks underneath there and anchoring that down, but that's not going to be necessary. I already put my header piece up in here. You see that? And that's screwed up and screwed into the floor joist, and my 2 side pieces, you can see I drove them into place so they're a nice tight fit, and I'll screw them in the back as well as I have in the front. And then I will make door jambs on the inside, and I'm going to build doors out of this 1x6 pressure treated, so it'll more or less match the door that's on the other end, more or less. Don't have to be exactly, but it'll be along that idea right there. Same materials, and I got to rip down my outside trim pieces and put them on, and that'll anchor that in, and I'll caulk it, seal it up. So yeah, it's been a pretty good day. This old man is getting pretty tired. So until next time, I'm hoping to finish this up tomorrow, but I'll probably bring you back another time when I do the door, which will be tomorrow, Lord willing. Till then, thanks for watching and commenting and all them good things. Till then, this is George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man. Yeah, we're working in the shade. Sun is starting to go down. My backyard here. Chicken coops, you might have heard the rooster crowing. Y'all have a good night. Bye now.